Have you heard about all these recent Google algorithm updates? Well, don't worry, because as a valued client of Direction.com, it's our job to stay on top of all of these algorithm updates, and it's all in order to maintain and grow your online visibility. Now, I want to provide you with some insights today on the two recent updates. There's the August 2023 core update and the helpful content update that finished rolling out in September. It started like mid-September and it was about 2 weeks long. And many people saw different ranking fluctuations. Some people didn't see any fluctuations at all, and some saw massive fluctuations. And please note that not every site has been negatively affected by these updates. A core update can affect a website's search performance either positively or negatively. Like I said, it may have no impact at all. Google stresses that if you do see a decline in performance after a core update, it does not actually indicate any performance issues with your website. So a drop could be due to adjustments made by the core update rather than anything wrong with your actual content or site architecture. Google encourages those who see drops in rankings to actually focus on improving website quality, content quality, and all that stuff, rather than focusing on like technical fixes. You always want to wait until the end of an update to really see what was affected, look at the data. And that's what we do, right? The 2023 core update is, it's one of Google's regular broad updates, and it was aimed at improving overall search quality. That's what these updates are really for. As with past core updates, sites may see fluctuations and the rankings may change and traffic might go up, it might go down. But really, Google's just trying to understand what content is best so that they can provide users with the best result for their queries. And then in September last month, there was the helpful content update. This is focused on rewarding pages with comprehensive, trustworthy information that users find useful. We're continually optimizing your content for expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. Overall reader satisfaction. That's our job. We're really trying to make sure that your site is providing the overall absolute best user experience. So when we're creating PR around your brand online and we're creating content that's actually helping users and we're making edits to content, updating content, this is all essential to providing the absolute best result in Google and other search engines, of course. While recovery from core updates varies, our focus remains on monitoring rankings for all our clients very closely and making ongoing enhancements to ensure what your website provides relevance and value that both Google and site visitors expect when they land on your site. Now, the one thing I want to caution against is making any panic changes is what I would call it. So a lot of time website owners will see, they'll go frantically through their website. They'll say, oh no, my rankings for this keyword started dropping. So they'll start going through and adding that keyword unnaturally into content throughout their site. Promise you it's not going to help. Over optimizing copy with keywords, if your rankings drop for specific keywords, it's just not going to help. It actually raises red flags in Google. Please don't obsess over temporary ranking drops or make hasty changes. Monitor impact with us before acting, before making any big drastic site architecture changes or anything like that. Google has stated many times, just because rankings fluctuate does not mean you need to go crazy figuring out what's wrong with your site or spending a whole ton of time on a single aspect of your site. You always want to wait until after the update has completely rolled out, there's data, and people have put out information about what the update really was for. And then we can see, right now, everything we're doing is positive and it does follow Google's guidelines, which helps in the long term. When these updates roll out, the goal is that your website only improves the search results. And it will, because we're always doing the right thing. We're never implementing any black hat tactics, and we're not cutting corners and building spammy links or building any links that are irrelevant or low quality. Everything that we're doing is considered white hat. It follows Google's guidelines. Ultimately, we're doing everything we can to make sure your site provides the absolute best experience for these users. So during algorithm updates, stay patient. Core updates can take several weeks to fully roll out. work with us closely as your SEO agency before making any site changes. And continue focusing on creating high quality content. That's the biggest thing. We love to ensure your site offers, in-depth, accurate information written for users, not search engines. Content consistency and relevancy is king. When I say relevancy, this was something that Google brought up during the helpful content update, was they were catching people were making changes to the last updated date on their blog posts, and all they made was like a simple sentence change, or they added an image to a blog post. That's not a true blog post update. That's not really helpful to users. You have a blog post that was published 4 years ago, but it's still helpful today. What we do is go in and add maybe updated content that is more relevant to today versus 4 years ago. Or we basically, if there hasn't been any updates to that news or whatever the blog post is about, then we can just expand upon it. But the right way to do it with the helpful content update is to actually make the update to your content helpful. A lot of sites that were just making tiny slight changes to hundreds of blog posts just so they could have a more recent date in search results, they kind of got hit. And these are all things we're on top of. We're not ever, like I said, we don't cut corners. We're not going to just go into your website and make a slight change here on a blog post and all of a sudden the last update date changed. Like, that's not providing true value for the user. Stick with our SEO strategy. If your rankings fluctuate and change, that's totally normal. Even when you think about stock markets, like, you never just see straight up. There's always graphs, but with growth, there's slight dips here and there. While many businesses find themselves scrambling to adjust, our proactive approach that is in line with Google's guidelines ensures that your online presence remains strong, relevant, and ahead of your competition. You chose to work with us for a reason, and we are here to uphold that trust. Your SEO success remains our topmost priority. These algorithm changes, and especially future ones, remember that with us here at Direction.com by your side, you have experts. You are in the best hands. Our mission remains to build an organization our team and customers love. So, as always, please don't ever hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns you have at all. And thank you for allowing us to be a part of your continued success online.